Hey everyone, Jay Whitner here with Space Headlines. We do a quick recap each week of what's going on in the space universe. Today we're going to be talking about the first week of August 2018. Our first news item is a science development that they have come to the conclusion that certain forms of ultraviolet light are very important for the development of life. So on another planet, for life to develop similar to the Earth's process, you need enough ultraviolet light because this light powers chemical reactions that, in effect, build up the precursors, the building blocks needed for life. This was published in Science Advances. NASA is saying that the first commercial crew flights by Boeing and SpaceX are expected to happen next year, and that if they do not encounter any big surprises, that this will probably happen around the middle of the year. And the commercial crew program has been under development since 2011. NASA also announced the first cadre of astronauts that will fly on these first commercial crew flights aboard the SpaceX Dragon and aboard Boeing. So the names of these brave astronauts who are going to fly on brand new vehicles are Robert Becken, Eric Boe, Josh Casada, Chris Ferguson, Victor Glover, Michael Hopkins, Douglas Hurley, Nicole Mann, and Sunita Williams. So we'll be waiting with great excitement and anticipation for this to happen next year, and we're really hoping that everything will go smoothly and we'll make our deadlines because we really need to reestablish American access to the space station. The NASA administrator, Mr. Bridenstine, made a big announcement. And the announcement was basically that NASA wants all the transportation elements to go from the Earth to the Moon and back to be reusable. This is building on the work of SpaceX and Blue Origin and the example that they're setting with their efforts on reusability to make everything be reusable. So the bottom line is reusable things make the program sustainable by making the program be affordable. So I applaud Administrator Bridenstine's initiative to step forth and say this, and it's something that I've been advocating for quite some time. The Space Commerce Committee approved a space bill about streamlining regulations and giving regulatory authority for new ventures to the DOT, the Department of Transportation. This is one of the Trump administration's positions, is they consistently work on reducing and streamlining regulation. The Senate also is doing work in the same kind of thing, and there's a difference between the House and the Senate in terms of who is going to be in charge of these new businesses, new types of activities, with the question being the Department of Transportation or the Department of Commerce. So we'll see how all this shakes out in the end. SpaceX had a big milestone. Again, they launched a Falcon 9 Block 5, which is the newest version of Falcon 9, and they relaunched it for the first time. So this was the second flight of the first stage of this thing. The flight went well. The first stage landed on a drone ship, and it had some extra milestones in it that the rocket flew only 3 months ago. So for a very new vehicle design, the Block 5 hasn't been around very long. That's a very quick turnaround time for examination and refurbishment. And so far, no orbital rocket first stage has ever flown 3 times. So this particular stage, if they fly it again, which presumably is the plan, this is the very high reusability model, it will become the first booster to ever fly 3 times. So congratulations to SpaceX, Elon, and the whole team out there. More SpaceX. They're having a special conference about going to Mars, and this is an invitation-only conference, which they are pursuing, in a cooperative basis with the University of Colorado. I don't really know much more about it. I did not get an invitation to this special Mars conference, so I don't know how many people are going, how long the conference is. It's all very hush hush. But I have seen word from some associates of mine online about that they were going, and it's a great event. But I don't really have a lot of detail on this. That's it for our coverage for the first week of August 2018. Hope you enjoyed our show. We'll be back soon, and we'll be talking about the second week of August. Take care.